Automation, automation nation, automation, automation nation, automation, automation nation, around the nation, automation, automation nation, automation, automation nation, automation, automation nation. Around the nation, around the nation, around the nation. Welcome to the Automation Nation podcast, the show for business leaders, tech aficionados, and those who are just simply curious about where technology and business are going. Automation Nation is your gateway to understanding automation, AI, and the future of business. Don't get left behind. Tune in now and subscribe for more. Subscribe for more, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Automation Nation podcast. We are back. Got Lolo and Kim in the house. The dynamic duo.
Yes.
To have you with me today.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
And for those who are tuning in, wherever you are, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, we even on Twitter X, we found a way to get on there. We're on Twitter X. And where else? Oh, of course, if you're listening to the replay of this on a podcast, make sure you connect with these ladies. And if you're listening live, make sure you ask any questions. No question is a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that you should have asked and you needed the answer to, but you never got it because you never asked. Don't be that person. I've been that person before, guys. Right. I've been the person who sat there and had a chance to ask the question I didn't. But what I love about these conversations, ladies, is that we get to talk about your experience, what you're doing in your field, what has been successful, and what can people model. So first, Kim, Lolo, welcome to the Automation Nation podcast.
Thank you.
Hey, good people.
And why don't we just take a quick intro for both you wonderful ladies, kind of tell the folks who you are and like what brought you to the journey point that you are now.
Okay, Kim, you go first. So I am Kim Hixon, and I've been in real estate for about 7. I'm going in my 8th year. And so I was a stay-at-home mom for 21 years. And there came a point in my life where I needed to do something different. So my kids were grown-ish. And so I decided real estate. And so funny thing is, I got my license in 2017 and I came to Keller Williams, and Miss Lolo was actually, she was actually doing a class that night that I had an appointment, and it was a career night where we had to, it was introducing us to real estate and to the office and things like that. And lo and behold, Lolo was the instructor. So after that, we just I joined the office, we kind of hit it off. And, you know, real soon after that, we were like, hey, seems like a good team. Let's try to do something together. So that we've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. So you came in for some instruction, and you didn't even know you're getting a little bit more than that. Both of you. That's pretty cool.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been an agent for. So I've been an agent for 22 years coming. And I'm gonna get this out the way real quick. I am a mom of 8 and a grandmother of 3. And real estate was a great way for me to have that flexibility that I wanted in being with my children. So I used to be a court clerk prior to becoming a real estate agent, stayed at home, homeschooled some of the children, the ones that I could, tolerate, homeschooling, the ones I could tolerate. So homeschooled for a couple of years. And then I decided that real estate was something that I wanted to pursue full time. So Kim and I, when we were doing the class, and the funny thing real quick, Rob, is when Kim said that we met at that class, that was my first time teaching the class. So I didn't tell them until afterwards in case it went real bad too. If it went to the left, didn't want them to know. So
but everyone was surprised because she's such a natural, as you can see.
So I was like, I told everyone. So, it's so funny because I have this big personality and Kim has this chill personality. And so I realized that, opposites attract. So, she calmed me down and I wrapped her up. And so we figured that we should partner together. And we've been real estate partners for like 7 years now. This is our 8th year, going into our 8th year right here.
Wow.
So, yep.
Wow.
We balance each other out really well.
That is phenomenal. What a story. That sounds like a book too. I'm just throwing it out there. That's very interesting.
Okay.
That's a cable show, Rob. That's a cable show. Cable show.
Okay, so we are powered by Simply Automate. We ask all our guests this question. So this is the question here. If you could simply automate one thing in your personal life, what would it be?
Laundry.
Oh.
Is it a way to do that?
Laundry. Is there a way to do That's actually a number 2 answer around the board. What about you, Kim?
Oh man. I think meals, cooking.
Ooh, another one. So that's basically taking the kids to school, laundry, and meals and cooking. That's kind of what everyone's talking about.
That's it right there. If you can do that, man, you're golden.
Yeah.
I think what else
we have so much stuff going on outside of home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. And I tell you, one of the things I love is, so everyone's background is different, but everyone gets inspired by something, and it's always maybe someone else's inspiration that can be a bit of an inspiration for somebody else. So why don't we kind of share? You kind of shared a little bit about it, but what inspired you both to want to pursue this particular field? I know, Kim, you were inspired by Lola. You came to the class and saw, and Lola, you've been doing this for 22 years. But what was the real spark to say, hey, all right, this is the space I want to be in?
Okay, so can I answer this one?
Absolutely.
So Kim and I both at our core are servants. At our core, we're servants. So we love helping people. We love taking care of people. We are natural nurturers. And so real estate actually is a vehicle that we can continue to love on people, continue to help people. And we just so happen to get paid to do it. You know what I mean? So I think that that's probably the number one thing, is that we really had at our core, we want to help people. So we want to help people buy or sell real estate, help them get investment properties, help them create generational wealth, help them use real estate as a vehicle so that they can live out their current dreams, and leave a legacy. So real estate is, there's no ceiling on it as far as a career. There's no ceiling. There's so many different avenues that you can go into once you have this background. Kim and I both are very high up in customer service because we're servants. So customer service is number 1 for us. So because of that, it was like a natural no-brainer for us to get into real estate, and then to get into something that we are passionate about and we can earn money to take care of our family doing it. And we end up having our clients end up being our extended family. You know what I mean? So it helps us just grow our family naturally. So yeah, I think definitely from a place of servitude.
Absolutely. Because there's so much involved in a real estate transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary. It can be very scary, especially for first-time home buyers.
Yep.
And then one of our passions is helping people, educating them on the fact that real estate is an avenue to, like Lolo said, generational wealth.
Absolutely.
And that is something that we are passionate about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you how many times we've told people, no, don't sell your house. Why don't you wait, rent it out? Why don't you rent it out? And,
because we want what's best for people. So we're not, and not discounting or taking away from all of the hundreds of thousands of agents that are amazing, regardless of what brokerage they're in. No discounting anything from taking away from them. However, I feel like no one has a bigger heart or passion for helping people in real estate than Kim and I. And if there's someone that has a bigger heart than us, then we need to talk, because I need you to pour into me, because we want to learn how to be even bigger than what we are. We want to learn how to be greater.
Yes, that's it. Together we are better. This is, and that's
absolutely.
That's the Delta Home Group, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this, the DHG, the wonderful background. That's not a green screen. That's a real screen right there. All right, that's the real background.
Yes. So we have to say Delta Home Group of Keller Williams.
Okay.
Center. So
thank you.
Keller Williams agents.
Thank you very much. You guys got that? And also all that information is going to be in the description and also in the comment section. So you can follow these ladies, connect with them, and learn more about what they're doing. Now, I want to talk about this community work, but we'll get to that. I want to know about this community work. But Kim, you were talking about like your approach. I want you to elaborate a little bit more on like how you help the clients, your people find their dream homes. Yeah, how do you do that?
Well,
how do you approach that?
So I think the most important thing is actually our initial conversation with them. It's the initial conversation and getting to know them, getting to know what you are looking for in a house, what your goals are, and then asking a lot of questions initially up front. What is it that we say in real estate? It's better to ask you 100 questions and show you 5 houses than to
ask you 100 houses.
Right.
Because I only asked you 5 questions.
Exactly. So our goal is to find out what your goals are. And then from there we can, that's the easy part, because we've had those conversations.
Right. Because
we take more time. We front load our time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you were saying you front load your clients. What were you saying?
Yeah, we front load the time that we spend with our clients. So like our initial conversation may be longer. Our initial meeting is long. It's not maybe, it's going to be longer because we're going to delve deep. We're going to know, we're not just asking you basic questions. Like we want to get to know you, get to know your family, get to know what your wants and needs are, because the more information that we have, the harder we work for you, the more we can share your story to make sure that you get what you want out of it. So we're going to always create win-win situations. Yes. So we're going to ask you a lot of questions, like be prepared to spend some time with us in the beginning. However, when we found is when we do it that way, because we didn't always do it that way. When we do it that way, we find that we have less time that we have to spend in the weeds throughout the transaction. You know what I mean? There's less time that we have to spend educating you on different things about the transaction. So, and this real estate, I don't care what market you're in, it's always going to be competitive. There's always going to be, people are always going to buy and sell for as long as people live. So people are going to be around. So we want to make sure that we get all of the questions out in the beginning, so that when time is of the essence, once we hit those streets and you're looking for houses, or we're trying to get your house sold, we don't want to waste time trying to do those things, because we're trying to get you what it is that you want. We're trying to make that win-win for you. So, we definitely, and Ken excels at that. We have two different personalities. You'll find out. We're both kind of goofy, and well, she's more goofy than she appears on screen. However, what we found is that we definitely, it works to our advantage, and it works to the advantage of the client. So we don't have to worry about, in a multiple offer situation, trying to get your paperwork together, because we already know what you want. We already know how to best negotiate for you. We already know how to do whatever it is that needs to happen to make this transaction go swell. That's the word. Go swell for you.
And another thing is we pride ourselves in taking our clients out as little as possible. And we can pride ourselves on that, because we take that time up front to get to know them. So when we know them, and somebody put in the comments that communication is key.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the truth. That's how we can know our clients and get out there and only show them a few houses, rather than taking them out and showing them 30 houses.
Right. We're showing them what they want. We're showing them what they want, what they requested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're valuing their time and our time, you know what I mean, by being deliberate and intentional about what we're doing, instead of being pop-ups. It's just like, oh, you said you like this. Well, you told me your deal breaker was this. So I'm going to show you this.
So why are we showing you
that? Because you're going to miss out on what you really want, just because you might want to be a looky-loo. You know, it's our natural thing. We like looking at houses.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So we don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste your time. We want to move, and we want to be efficient.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Like, people don't care how much you know until they know
how much you care.
You know it. And so asking those questions, that's how people start to feel as if you care, because you're asking them questions about them and what they want and what they desire. And as they begin to unpack that, it becomes unraveled that you care. That's interesting.
Right.
If you're, people can tell pretty quickly, like, what your agenda is. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
We got some more. We got some more questions here. Wilton, building that relationship first, and it's funny. Now, so there's a partner there. You guys know Wilton.
Hey, Wilton.
And so we that's our philosophy. That's it. Ask questions and listen and see what our clients actually need by what they're saying, instead of just trying to project our idea on what we think. It's simple, but it goes a long ways. It goes a long ways. Now, lady, what is your opinion of the market compared to now? Like, let's talk about that. It's been a big conversation. What is your opinion?
So I'm never scared. Let's talk about it. Okay. So I've been an agent long enough. I was an agent in 2008 when things were like crazy and bad. I've also been an agent when things were crazy and good, because the pandemic, who would have thought that a pandemic would, it would have had the effect that it had on the real estate market. So during the pandemic times in 2020, 2021, like, things were just so crazy, and like things were just like flying off the shelf. You didn't even have a chance to put an offer together and it was gone, very, very, I don't know. I kind of think that people were actually like buying properties almost like it was a game, like it was a gambling thing. Like, I gotta win. So that they were going like tremendously overvaluing homes, and like, it was just insane. However, now when people, I think the perception of real estate has evened out now, because people were getting upset in this current market because they're like, oh, the interest rates are too high. Well, if the interest rates got down to an unbelievable 2%, now that was not the norm. That was so far away from the norm that it's ridiculous. Now, the market that we're in is where we should have been had we not had a pandemic. You know what I mean? So it's like the market has self-corrected.
Right.
So it's hard to tell people that, especially when you have younger people that only start hearing about real estate during the pandemic because it was such a frenzy. So it's hard to tell them that 6% is not a bad interest rate. You know what I mean? Well, they know that their parents refinanced and they got a 3%. So why can't I get a 3%? So a lot of what we do now is educating people. We educate people on the things that we know, and then we don't know everything. So we stay connected to people that are so much smarter than us, that know so much more than we do, so that we can learn, and then we can ingest the information and then make it palatable to give back to the public. You know what I mean? So it's like, but we have a clear understanding of it. So the pandemic market was a frenzy. It was just crazy, chaotic. It was insane. The market that we're in now, and you're going to always have, real estate is always going to have to be bought and sold, no matter what. I don't care what the rates are. One of my aunts, she had a 14% interest rate, and guess what? She bought a house at 14%. You know what I mean? So it's like, when we're talking to younger people, that real estate just became something to them, an option to them within this pandemic period. It's hard because they don't understand.
All they know is 2% and 3%.
Correct.
When it gets to 6%, and it's like, oh my gosh,
right? The rates are too high.
Yeah.
And Rob, like one of those things is like people. So we spend a lot of time educating people, a lot of time. So we welcome questions. We welcome people asking us anything you can think of. You can ask us. We know a lot, but we don't know nearly as much as we could know. So what that does is it makes us go find the answer. So, if you want to learn something, you have to teach it, which is why I started teaching classes. You have to teach it, or you have to go sit at the feet of someone that knows it. So we sit at the feet of people that know way more than we do. You know, more than we do.
were just in Arizona for a 5-day summit. And it was all real estate. We spent all day, all evening learning this market. And we do that twice a year. So we're constantly, learning and growing. Because the market is constantly changing.
It evolves. It's never stationary. It's always going to be ebb and flow. Always. It doesn't matter. We can be around 20 years from now and people will still be having the same type of real estate conversations because it just is what it is. However, we have to just make sure that based upon the market, like we look at every person's individual situation. You know what I mean? So people say to me, and this is not in no way a form of arrogance, and anyone that knows me knows that I'm not arrogant. However, people say to me, oh, they start talking about the market. Oh, the market's so bad. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm not delusional. I'm actually here in the trenches doing it. So I know it's not terrible. It's just a matter of you just don't have all the information so you can make an informed decision. You know what I mean? Millionaires made during 2008. You know what I mean? Some people real estate career didn't take off until 2008. When the real estate market was at its worst. You know what I mean? There were a lot of people that jumped into real estate when in 2021, 22, when it was crazy, who are now out of the business. I think they said something like 170,000. Don't quote me on any numbers, but a lot of people got out of real estate when they realized that the houses weren't selling like that, and they realized that real estate is a relationship. Oh, I'm about to get in my soapbox. Real estate is a relationship. It is not transactional. It is not transactional. It's a relationship. So you have to be prepared. And you have to be educated enough to know how to present this information to people. So if you don't know, how are you going to tell me what to do? You know? So yeah. Oh, I'm off the soapbox now.
Yeah, right there. You roll right into. Actually, this is a question. Somebody asked this question actually too. About what's the advice? The buyers. It was great advice. For folks to not make assumptions on percentages. Do your research and sit at the feet of folks who know a little bit more. In regards to that, let's talk about the other side and the seller. What about the seller? What's some advice we got for those guys and gals?
So, same thing. The sellers are reaping the benefit of that amazing market that we came out of, that pandemic market. So they saw ways of their values, oh my goodness, like increasing exponentially just because they held on to their properties. So sellers are still making out great. And the reason why sellers are doing great right now is because there's still low inventory. So people think that real estate is like you can always buy and sell, like there's always going to be something available. So you have a seller's market and you have a buyer's market. However, I think every market is a good market. So because we ain't never scared, because we're going to get our clients what they need, whether they're a buyer buying in a market and there are multiple offers, they're being overbid. Like we're going to get you prepared so that you can move to that market. If there's a seller who's wanting to have their house, they heard that someone else sold their house in 1 hour, like how it was before, and they got $500,000 over list price. You know what I mean? Like, so now it comes time for us to educate them and let them know, okay, this is the market, these are the stats, this is what's happening. And then we also, in educating them, we show them what our game plan is. So our game plan is what gets our clients where they need to be, because we have a system. We have a system and we have structure. So sellers now, inventory is still low. So we just did an open house in Parkville on Saturday. At that open house, it was supposed to be just for 2 hours. There were so many people there that we had to have it for 3 hours and 15 minutes. We had over 60 people come to an open house, right? The house was amazing. We had 60 people come to this open house. However, one of the things that people don't realize when at open houses, okay, soapbox time, is an open house is a job interview for an agent. So agents, if y'all listening, y'all better get on these open houses, because you're not looking just for people that want to buy. You're interviewing for those people that come through, the neighbors that just want to see what that house looks like. You're interviewing for the job for that. We had someone come in over the weekend and tell us, like they went to an open house and, the young man, probably a newer agent, was just sitting there, just opened the door, just sitting on his laptop. And they said to us, because they were coming to buy my listing, they said to me, we're going to buy a house with this relative, friend of mine. But when we're ready to sell our house, we want you guys to sell our house, because they saw Kim and I on the job, interviewing for the position to be their preferred agents, you know? So, and like I said, it's a relationship. So sellers, the inventory is low. Like, we have such an amazing system of giving you information that no one else is giving you, you know? And I can stand by that, because I've seen a lot, but I can stand by, I guarantee you that our listing presentation will blow everyone else's out the water.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Full of myself.
That's good. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So with some of those procedures and everything, so I know technology has helped a lot, right? And using the right technologies is important. Well, how has technology kind of reshaped your approach to real estate? But also, like, what maybe some specific tools that have been some game changers for you?
Wow.
Woo.
So let me just say a couple of things here. So it was the Kim and Lolo show with Infinity Home Team of Keller Williams Realty Center, right? Mm-hmm. It was us for 7 years. Mm-hmm. We decided we found this other team that was doing things at a high level.
That was still within our brokerage.
Yes, it's still within our brokerage. They're doing things at a high level, doing things that we have talked about, have wanted to do, have wanted to put in place. And one day I said, I think we should think about joining this team.
And I said, what you talking about, Willis?
So we met with Dan, who was our team leader of Delta Home Group. And the reason we love it here so much is because everything that they do, they have systems
systematized
and automation for everything. And that's what has made a difference in our production, in our
business. It's even carried over to our personal.
Absolutely.
So automation is amazing. Amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So can we name drop? Can we name drop something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So as real estate agents, like Kim said, we wanted to work smarter, not harder. And even though Rob, this is a funny analogy. So Kim and I are like two graceful swans, like looking all fabulous on the water, and underneath of the water, we were like this, you know. So we were just like crazy, and we were doing business, but then we had a check where it was like, wait a minute, we could be working smarter. And so now we're getting older. Praise God. Yes. We are getting older, and so. Someone called me middle-aged the other day, and I was like, whatever, but I am. So I am middle-aged, and I need to work smarter, not harder. So Kim and I, we have a platform where we have people come in and teach, and Dan actually came in and taught a class. And so afterwards, Kim was like, jokingly, not joking, said, we need to join your team. And I was like, Kim, be quiet. You know, we ain't doing no team. Dan fabulous, but we're not doing our own thing. And then we had a moment where we had to look at it differently. Like, if you want to grow, then you need to be around people that are doing things at a higher level than you. Because if you're in the same, if you're the highest in your group of five, then you need to expand your circle. Right. You know, some people might need to drop off, but your circle absolutely has to get bigger. So we realized that we wanted to come and we wanted to work smarter. And what we saw in Delta Home Group was that they are so systematized and automated with everything. So I'm a pen and paper person. Like, I'm a dinosaur. Everybody jokes me about how I write down every little thing, whatever. I'm like, okay, when y'all batteries don't work and y'all don't have electricity, who y'all coming to? Me. So, however, there is such a need for automation in real estate because we have so many systems for everything. And what we realize is that when you set it up, you might need to take the time in the front and front load it and learn it. But once you do it, it's automatic. Like, you don't even have to think it. It's a set it and forget it, you know? So anything you can do in your life, period, to set and forget, do it.
Absolutely. We just came in before we got on this podcast, we had a meeting with our operations manager here.
Mallory, who is amazing and fabulous, and we love her.
Yes, she's amazing. And because we needed systems in some areas that don't necessarily have to do with the business here, but we need some systems for our nonprofit, for different things like that. And so we went to her because she excels in that area.
You have to learn from people that know more than you.
Yes. So what she's going to do is she's going to put it together, and it's going to be automatic.
I'm telling you.
It's going to be set it and forget it.
I'm telling you.
Love it.
Anything you can do. I'm telling you guys better get with Rob. I'm telling you. If automation, Rob, you are such a forward thinker because you saw this long before ChatGPT and all this other stuff. And like you really, so for real, like you've been on this, using this platform for a while now. So yeah, it's great. Whatever you can do to automate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the recognition. You're so right. You're so right. I'm thinking about the future. I'm in the present, but I'm thinking about the future, and I'm thinking about how I can benefit the world around me. That's how I got in this space. Like I met Wilton on LinkedIn 6 years ago or so, and he had just started a company about 5.5 years. He had just started a company 3 months ago. So I jumped on. I was so fresh. And the reason I jumped on is because, I was working in philanthropy and helping out families and doing the things I love to do. And when he started talking about the technology and how this RPA and this automation helped save this law firm like 40 hours of manual work, and now those people are hiring more people. And I started thinking about how that technology could have helped us put more people in more homes, give more food to more folks, more clothes to people, more better education. And I started thinking about all the things that automation technology could do for the world.
Right.
And so, because that's where my heart is. That's where your heart is. And so let's hear about the community work you're doing and how that ties into the big work that you're doing.
Awesome. Wow. So we have a nonprofit. It's called Infinity Home Resources. And you can go ahead.
Yep. So there are different branches, there are different offshoots of our nonprofit. What we started with was that during the pandemic, from March 2020, our church was doing food distribution. And so the first time Kim and I went there, Kingdom Celebration Center in Odenton, Maryland, the first time we went there, we did like a Facebook Live and said, if anyone can't come out to get food, let us know and we'll deliver the food to you. And so I think at that time we had 4 people. We got up to delivering food to 28 people every Monday. We would go to our church early in the morning and we would, get on the line and help serve the people that were there, lines wrapped around the building. We would help serve those people. We would load up. I had this little red Jeep Patriot, and yes, it is a Jeep, in case those Jeep people say a Patriot, not one, but yes, it is. So I had a little red Patriot, and we loaded that thing we couldn't get any more food in there. And so we found that there was a need. So I have a passion for senior citizens, have a huge passion for seniors. And Kim has been in Christian ministry for like over 30 years. She was in Christian ministry. So we coupled those 2 things together to see how we can best help the community, because we were seeing senior citizens that were, some of them were being put in facilities because their caregivers may have succumbed to COVID.
Yep.
And then we saw people that were just housebound. They couldn't get out and couldn't go to the stores. And for whatever reason, the government decided that real estate agents could move around. So we just became those people that would do anything for anyone. So if people that couldn't do for themselves, we were doing it. We have gone grocery shopping. We took one of our friends, and we call them friends. We took one of our friends to Virginia. We were with him for like 12 days. He wanted to see this 12 hours. Jesus, my kids would have killed me. So we were with him for like 12 hours because he wanted to see this facility in Virginia, and he had no one to take him. So Kim and I took him and had a great time. So we just found that it gave us a reason. It gave us something to do for people that they actually needed done. It's easy to write a check. You know what I mean? And I'm not discounting writing checks. Lord knows I'm not.
Because we need checks.
However, it's so much. The most valuable thing you have is your time. The most valuable thing you can do for someone is to see them. You know what I mean? And so for people that couldn't be seen, sometimes people didn't see anyone but Kim and I. You know what I mean? We were the only contact they had. We would go put the food on their front. We would stand back, and these seniors would have to, open the doors, get the food, blah, blah, blah. So we felt that just resonates so much with us wanting to give back to the community. So, like I said, our passion is seniors, and we were so passionate about it. Our first lady, Dr. Barbara Palmer, she actually bestowed a school bus on Kim and I, to our nonprofit, so that we can use it, because we were packing this car to the hill, honey. So we could use it to get around. So like we just, whatever needs to be done in the community, if people need stuff, let us know. Kim just connected with someone, this young man that he refurbishes laptops. So people that turn in laptops, like he takes them, he scrubs them, he cleans them up, and he gives them back to the community to give away for free to children.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Children and teachers.
Children and teachers. Free laptops, like MacBooks, like free. You know, so we want to say that we are the original influencers. Yes, we are. Yes, we've been influencing and been servants and been doing all these things, you know, because it's in our heart to do it. So like whatever needs to be done, we have swept, we have had yard sales, we will do whatever needs to be done, especially when it's for someone. Our big platform is seniors and food deprivation. Like you know, certain areas. I'm from Baltimore City. Baltimore City is like a food desert. Like there's not a lot of grocery markets in some places. And so, you know, we can go and get fresh fruits and vegetables for people. Why not?
Right.
Why shouldn't we?
Right.
You know, we're going to do
How can folks help? How can people help that and support that?
Oh, gosh, if people can reach out to us, we would love to have a conversation with anyone that's interested in helping us grow, because we have, like I said, we have different legs of Infinity Home Resources. So like there are different things we do. So our main goal, my 30-second speech, elevated speech, our main goal is for us to have, like we want to be able to provide laundry services for people. You know, Kim and I go pick up people's laundry and do it and wash their laundry, wash, dry, fold it, and return it to them. We do grocery shopping. You know, we do, we'll come and sit with you. You know, we have gone to the hospital. We've gone to hospice and sat with people. You know what I mean? Like we have been in the company, we have had the honor and the privilege to be with people when they are transitioning home. You know what I mean? And like sometimes you don't have family members that can be there, you know. So we've done that. So like whatever needs to be done. So I think instead of having a blanket thing of, oh, send a check here, we would love to have a conversation, because one thing we do is we want to talk to you to see what your gifts are, because you might not be working in your gifts. You know what I mean? You might not be working in your gifts. I didn't know what I had need was a gift until Kim told me. You know what I mean? And it was like, I just thought I was a nice person. I didn't know it was a gift, and it was like God gave me, and I was supposed to, not to get all woo-woo, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So we want to have conversations with people so we can see, you know, what's the best use of your talent, you know what I mean? So we can help then give it back. And then we also want to help people. So if there are other people out there that are doing something that's community-based, let us know, because we want to be a part of that too.
And look, when you think one more thing, you have to give them the elevator speech for our motorhome.
Yes.
And what we're doing.
So Kim and I took a business
and we
class.
could use some help. We could use some help with
we
this.
do. So. We want help. And Rob, we always signed you up, honey. Don't you worry. And what you will be on it too. So what we did was we wanted to have a vehicle that we could go. We have a board of directors. People get to nominate a senior. Okay. So it's one branch is called Loving on Our Seniors. So we want to have a senior citizen be nominated. We're going to pull up in the vehicle. We were renovating a school bus, right? So we're going to pull up in the vehicle to wherever they are, nursing home, personal home, wherever they are, red carpet, they come on our bus. When they come on the bus, they get a chair massage, they get a manicure, pedicure, haircut, shave, whatever we are. And we already have these professionals on board. So they get a haircut, shave. We then have a chef prepared lunch. And in the back of our vehicle, we're going to have a photo studio. So they get to have a photo shoot. You know what I mean? They're going to have a photo shoot, and then we're going to put it in a book for them. And when they leave, they're going to have a big old basket full of goodies from local vendors, because we have to support the local vendors.
Because they deserve it.
Yes.
They deserve it.
Yes.
So many of our seniors, they're just forgotten.
Which makes me
yeah,
so
they're
upset.
just forgotten. And they deserve the red carpet treatment.
To be loved on. Yep. Yeah. So we're going to love on them. That's what we do. We love on people.
That is beyond wonderful.
Yeah.
Just what an experience. That's wonderful. The idea, the fact that you're taking action on it, and you're surrounded by wonderful people. You know, I know Dr. Palmer. I actually worked with her years ago in a nonprofit called Mentor to Manhood. Yep, we worked together.
Okay.
She was bringing the grants through for the organization.
Yes.
I even spoke at her church. This was like 15 years ago. And so,
okay, I was there.
Yeah, you were there, right? Exactly. I think you might have been the link to actually, because it was a youth event, So
I appreciate that, Rob.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah, it's very interesting. But I'm blown away by just how you articulated this experience for this senior. I'm like, oh, okay, what? How does that happen? Okay, so like, I know we're coming in for Atlanta. We got 2 more questions, but one, okay, so this concept, this is coming forth, and what's the idea? How do we make it move faster?
Yes.
How do we?
Great question. So, one, we need manual labor. So we want people, we're actually going to do this renovation on this bus ourselves. Like, we're going to do the work. Now, I don't have, so I buy tools. I love tools. Don't know how to use them, but I like buying stuff. So we're going to need manual labor for people to help us renovate the bus. So we need skilled people that can help us do something like this. And we also need people that can like volunteer as far as like, so Kim and I do volunteer at the Columbia Food Bank too. So we need people that might be able to do food delivery to people, because we can only get to so many people in the course of a day. We need people that can, I'm trying to think, we have so much that we have going on around this passion project of ours.
And of course, we need monetary support.
Yes. Kim reminds me of that.
Yes, we need monetary support because
we do.
We just need it.
We do. But we want to have a conversation first.
Yes.
We want anyone that wants to pour into us and be a blessing into our nonprofit. We want them to be a part of it, not just a check signer. You know what I mean? We want them to actually be a part of it. And if not, we also want people to nominate people. So, you know, like that they feel as though should be loved on this level. And even though we're still in the renovation process of the vehicle, there's still things that we do. So it's not like we don't do these things. So we have licensed professionals already lined up to do these things, these activities. So like if there's someone that needs something now, you know, we're connectors. We like putting people together, you know. So if people need something now, we want to tell them now. Like, you want to hear something funny, Rob? So I had 2 knee replacements, right? The other week, my knee was hurting, and I was like, I need to go, you know, and get myself together with this knee. And I was like, oh my gosh, where's my cane? Because my son tricked out my cane. Because, you know, I can't handle plain cane. It had to be all jazzy out, right? Man, I'm limping because I forgot I gave my cane away. I didn't have any more. And so we went to see one of our senior friends, and she didn't want to carry a cane, and she was limping and everything. And I was like, well, here, take mine. And she's like, no, I can't take yours. I was like, oh, I get some more. I get another one. It was my favorite one, but she needed it. You know what I mean? So I gave it to her. So I'm home with my bad knee limping around like, oh my Lord. I made it work though. I made it work. So ibuprofen put me through. So it was all good.
That's funny. That's
well, we need
and funny.
We need supplies. People give us things. Like we need toiletries. You know what I mean? We need whatever you think someone needs, that's what we need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we pass it on to other people.
Yep. All right. Final 2 questions. All right. We asked all our guests again. We first asked about what would you automate in your personal life? Now, this question is this. Now, you got a great team. You're already automating a lot of stuff. But in your business life, if you could click your heels, wiggle your nose, wave a wand, just one thought can make this happen, what would you automate right now in your business life?
What would I automate right now in my business life? Go first, Kim.
I'm trying to think because so much of it is automated.
Yeah. They took off so much off our plate.
Yes.
You know what? Oh, okay. All right. I'm going first now. So I think I absolutely need to automate my personal schedule. You know what I mean? Like I need to incorporate my work schedule and my personal schedule, and I need to automate that. You know, I need to have that automated. Like work already has their things, but I need to have my personal life. Like I got a whole bunch of kids, I got a whole bunch of things I want to do, and I can be like kind of all over the place because I'm a squirrel. I don't know if you noticed, but so I need something that can automate and that can incorporate the two. You know, bring the two together and then automate that whole package.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head, Rob, because we have so much automated. But I will say this. Automation has changed our lives.
Oh my
Automation has changed our business. So, and just like Lolo said, if we had something that could automate the two together, I don't know what that would look like.
And do my laundry though. get some laundry done, sugar, and cook my dinner. I want to live like the Jetsons. I want automation on that level. I want to press a button and my food pop out. They have something like that too, I think.
It's so close. It's so close. It's so close. It's scary.
Yeah, I want all of that. I want I want to automate all of that. Yep.
Tell me and tell everybody like we kind of you've already spoken on this a little bit, but why should folks work with you ladies? Like, what sets you apart? What sets you apart from other realtors, and like why should folks work with you?
We care. Number one, we care, and that's not to say that other realtors don't, because we know a lot of great realtors out there.
At every brokerage, we know someone that's amazing
that truly care for their clients and what they're doing. So, but we care, and we have so many resources.
Yes,
we have so many resources.
Yes, and like I said before, Rob, we are not transactional. Yeah. So people need to work with us because we're not transactional. We're relationship based. Like, for example, our team now, like we have moving trucks, like there's so many resources that we have, and we want to release these resources to people, which is why Kim and I joined this bigger team. So we wanted to work smarter, right? And not harder. So we have so many resources. Like if someone wants to sell their home, like we go in, we have a free cleaning service that'll go in and prepare their home. Of course, we all do photos. We have it where we have handyman services, like we'll give you like, you can get hours towards a handyman service. We have where we like our moving trucks, the HVAC cleaning, there's so much power washing. There's so many things that we do beyond what, and I've been doing this for a long time, so I can compare us to other people.
Yes.
And not that there aren't other people that care. However, we take care to another level, still being professional, you know what I mean? Because we're not all I'm all heart. Kim has to reel me in sometimes. However, we go above and beyond, and we're not just looking to work with you right now. Like we want to be your family realtors, right? You know what I mean? Like we want to be the one that if you're in the market and you hear somebody 3 hours over checking out, and they say something about a house, and we want you to feel like it would be remiss of you not to tell them to call us. You know what I mean? You would be less than a good person if you heard someone say they had a real estate need and they didn't call us. You know what I mean?
And it is our goal, and this is something our whole team is like this. It is our goal to provide a 5-star experience.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Yep. Every time. I don't care if you're selling a trailer. I don't care if you're selling a mansion. I don't care. You will be treated with the same respect. Yep. You know, the same respect that we give everyone, you know, like, and we care. We really do care about people. We care about helping people, and we care about informing people, because we know that there's so many great programs. Oh my gosh, Rob, you got to put out information here so people can call us about these new loan programs that came out, and grants that came out. You know what I mean? We have a passion for helping people, you know, and and not only that, we're going to make it a win-win, because we're going to look out for our clients and we're going to look out for the people across the table. Absolutely. Because we're going to always do the right thing. Our integrity is up here. We are we have a lot of fun, but we don't play when it comes to integrity. We do not play when it comes. This is the biggest thing that someone can possibly do, is to transfer real estate, is to buy or sell real estate. This is a big thing. So we want to educate you. We want you to know. I want you to know enough of what you want to know. And I also want you to know that if you thought about something else, you can come back and ask us and we'll find out. You know, so yeah.
Oh, one other thing is she was saying how you become family. Once you're a client, you become family. And not only do you become family, but you know how family we go to events together, we do certain things together. We do that here. We put on client events all year long, on a high level, all year long. On a high level events, we send them gifts. We do giveaways.
Celebrate them. We really do love on you. I'm telling you, you want to be working with us. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. I'm saying, it's enough business for everyone, but you will want to be working with Kim and Lolo.
I love it, and I second that. So for folks to, first of all, your information is going to be, like I said, in the comments, in the description, ladies and gentlemen. You'll find this again in the comment section or in the description. You'll find all the contact information and the details regarding, you were talking about a grant, whatever it is that they have, you will have access to. How else can people? What's the best way for folks to get in contact with you and work with you?
Okay. So we're gonna put my phone number out there. So my phone number, and watch Kim do. She does it every time I say my phone number. My phone number, I'm Lola, and my number is 443-854-8554. She a hater because my number's so easy. Go ahead with your convoluted number. Tell them.
My number is just as easy. It's 443-789-9870.
Yes. So we would welcome. You can call us. Absolutely, give us a call. And we, like I said, we want to have a conversation. We have a podcast that's going to come up. We haven't voted on an official name, but we want to know who is the most amazing person that you know. So we're gonna do an interview on people. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. But so
saw that?
Oh, you already on there, honey.
Hey, look,
love that.
You got a shout out too. You got a shout out. Changing lives.
No. Thank you.
Changing lives.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
We
so
want
wonderful.
to. God, we want to. Use us.
I'm pleased with this wonderful conversation. I already got some ideas for some clips that I heard. So I'll be sharing those clips with you. Get in contact with these ladies. Let's give us your best piece of advice before we get out of here. Your best piece of advice, and we're gonna leave on that note.
Advice for what? For real estate?
I like that. That's good. That's good. Give the best piece of business advice.
The best piece of business advice I can give anyone within the sound of our voices is to give us a call.
There you go. That's good. I like that. That's good.
Yep, we said it.
Yes. And the second piece of advice I'm going to say, and it's not because I love you so much, Rob, although I do. Yes. I love you very much, and I've known you for years, and I just love you.
And your character is amazing.
Yes.
Before I even met you, she raved about you. Honest to goodness, Rob.
Yes.
Honestly.
But I will say, what you're doing, the automation, and what we have experienced over this last year in joining forces with another team who does automation at a high level, it is a no-brainer.
Yes.
It's a no-brainer. You have to save time.
Oh my gosh.
Time is money.
Yes.
And to save time, you have got to automate your business.
Yeah. Imagine what you can do when you get your time back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's so much you can do when you get your time back.
I appreciate you, ladies. You spoke on it. You ladies spoke on what automation has done for you, helping get your time back.
Yes.
And for all, I'm glad you reminded me about this. Anyone who's watching this or listening to this, there's a free download. Grab that. That will help you understand how to use automation in property management. It's maybe some things you didn't know about. So grab that. It's free. Only thing you have to do is pay attention.
What? I like that. I'm taking that one.
Gateway to understanding automation. So we are getting ready to wrap up this show. I want everybody to know that, again, it's great to listen to information, but it's better to take action with it.
Absolutely.
They say knowledge is power, but wisdom is the proper application of that knowledge.
Right.
So what are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to do?
Dropping that wisdom on us today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And until next time, this is the Automation Nation podcast.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Automation Nation.